the graduating class of 2012, parents, church leaders, sponsors, and the wider Compassion family, all protocols observed. Warm greetings to you all. I bring greetings to you from Kenya, from my family, and from Compassion at Life. I would like to start by properly introducing myself to you, and I will be speaking primarily to you, the graduating class. Like all of you graduating here today, I am a formerly sponsored child. My father died when I was about 6 years old. I was fortunate to attend a special school in the city of Nairobi in Kenya for orphans and needy boys. For 9 years in the school, I wrote letters to my sponsor, as Sarah would know. I received letters and gifts from my sponsor for all those many years. In short, I am one of you, a formerly sponsored child. This far, the Lord has brought me. And so this far, the Lord has brought you. And I would like to delve briefly, just for today, for the purpose of welcoming you as new graduates, into a subject which the heading, as you see up there, was actually selected for me by my 17-year-old son. The illustration by an LDP student. And so I would like to give them credit so that you don't think that I'm the one who did that. The title is from my 17-year-old son, and the illustration is from an LDP student. Congratulations on your accomplishment. Today, we are not merely congratulating you for obtaining a university degree, but also for joining the category of those who have broken the cycle of poverty. At least, we hold the view that you have broken that cycle, that you have come out of that demoralizing, never-ending cycle of poverty. I would like to challenge you as a breed of new, critical thinkers who have come from the belly of extreme poverty to reconsider how we define poverty and how we define poverty in light of our background and our present realities, yours and mine. Allow me, if you will, to use a personal anecdote to illustrate my challenge to you as a graduating class, as a group that has broken that cycle of poverty, at least as we know it today. Follow me on this. In the past 2 years, I have been aggressively involved in bringing together what we would call, in the context of my Maasai ethnic group background, the immediate family members. In my case, the nuclear family is made up of my grandfather and his many brothers. And my grandfather has many brothers. In this case, the brothers of my grandfather and their entire families form my nuclear or immediate family. I would like to make an argument about poverty and our role in reducing poverty among the very poor by using this, my own example. I would like to put it to you that it is not sufficient to merely assist one child within a large family and presume that because we have assisted this one child, that the family will now break out of the perennial cycle of poverty. We have to do more than that. By December 2011, my immediate family was approximately 500 people. Men, women, and children. The education level of those who are above 40 is basically nil, 0. Those in their mid-20s into early 30s who have university degrees are 3. And those who have completed high school or have a certificate of some sort are about 10. And currently, I have 5 children that I just, from the family that I just sent to university. So currently we have about 80 children in high school and approximately 150 in primary school. Now follow me on those numbers. Today, the more than 80 children that are in high school are looking up to me to help them obtain entry to the university. Their fathers and mothers, who themselves have not been to school, are expecting me to perform some form of miracle and enable their children to pursue the same education which I have pursued and which I have enabled a few family and non-family members to pursue. Equally challenging is the fact that those in primary school, they are only 150. Their parents would also like me to help them ensure that their children get admitted into good secondary schools to guarantee that they can pass national exams and ultimately get admitted into university. These fathers and mothers are at my doorstep every other day to remind me of the plight of their children and that they dream to see their children become like me. This picture would not be complete without mentioning my in-laws. My in-laws and their own extended family structure, very similar to mine, regard me as a very close family member. For that reason, they too want a piece of me, and they approach me for financial and other material assistance. Like a technology website, I get at least 20 hits a week for financial assistance, an average of about 100 hits a month. While I do not have the capacity to shoulder such broad responsibilities, I must nevertheless find the patience to politely and courteously respond to each request individually. The consequences on me are that I have never known the meaning of the word savings. Savings is basically a foreign word to me. The folly is that success, however we define it, is merely a mirage. But I would like to say, when you look at me, I'm a very successful man. I look very successful, very educated. Actually, I am but a walking skeleton in a well-tailored suit. And in the case of today, a well-tailored baron. While I have tried to put on a brave face and not show the rest of society that I am also down deep in the pit, like all the others. The truth is, I have never really scaled out of the pit. I am merely halfway up the pit with some 500 ropes tightly tied around every part of my body and jostling for attention, and simultaneously asking that I help pull them up the pit. If I dare to be honest, I will point out the obvious to you. There is no way in which I can single-handedly pull out these people out of the pit of poverty. I have neither the strength nor the capacity to pull the whole crowd out of the pit. My success, therefore, material, social, emotional, spiritual, or otherwise, therefore, is pegged against the success of my immediate family, the extended family, and the families of my in-laws, and the community within which I come from. I cannot afford to ignore them, or ignore any of the categories, unless I choose, of course, to migrate out of my country, take residency in another country, and totally cut off ties with the extended family. Not likely to happen. Today, I wish to advance the argument to you, the graduating class, that if we have a family, a nuclear family of 7 children, with a large extended family, I would propose that we make it standard procedure to automatically sponsor 4 children. Once these 4 sponsored siblings become successful, responsible, and fulfilled Christian adults, they will jointly have the capacity and the muscle to pull the rest of the family permanently out of poverty. I am proposing to you here today that as you venture out into the world and join those who are crusading against poverty, that you re-evaluate your perspective and worldview with regards to poverty intervention, poverty reduction, and poverty eradication. I admit that we have inculcated in you a concept of poverty reduction that rotates around one individual, and we have been very successful in that regard. I am challenging that notion today, and instead argue that the fastest and the surest way to getting an entire family or groups of families permanently out of the pit of poverty is to assist at least half of the siblings per family. While applauding compassion unreservedly for a job well done in poverty intervention through child sponsorship, I am now challenging you as the new breed of compassion alumni, the educated class, to not just talk about poverty reduction, but to start a process here in the Philippines that would potentially become a global model for permanent poverty reduction. I am aware that there are approximately 25,000 compassion alumni here in the Philippines, of which at least 300 are LDP graduates. That is a sizable number that when pulled together can make a huge difference. As you graduate today, I have every confidence that you have the talent, that you have the leadership skills, and that you have the heart to lead by example. I would therefore like to conclude by challenging you into real action as you go out into the world. I'll challenge you to go forth from here and to mobilize your fellow alumni to start by identifying a minimum of just 2 families that are currently in dire poverty. Take half of the children from each of those 2 families and assist them. Sponsor them. Assist the children to the level where you have attained today. Then sit back and watch the transformation of these families as they permanently come out of the pit of poverty. If you take on this challenge and implement it, the rest of the world will be watching, taking notes, and learning from you. You would easily become a global role model in permanently changing how we view and intervene with the poor. I challenge you to go forth and light up the path for the rest of us to follow. May the abundant blessings of the Lord be upon you today and in all the years to come. God bless.